Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we have an unboxing. It's not Funkos. Box says Funkos, but it's not. Cotty, she's begging for cookies, so we'll give her cookies. Let's give Cotty cookies. Cotty gets her cookies. Maybe she'll be good. She's acting like she's starving. So, but I've always liked repairing old vintage electronics like arcades and stuff. That's where I got my start back in the 90s. I've been looking for one of these items for a while. And I had some equipment and did some bartering with a fella. And we're going to unbox this and show you what it is. It is all sealed like it's supposed to be. Let's open it from the bottom here. You see Cotty. No, you don't. She's like wanting cookies. Yeah, but there's a box, and if there's a box on the bench, she's usually on it or in it. Oh, I don't have your little tub. I put her tub somewhere the other day, and I can't find it, so. Okay. Let's open this up. The title gives it away, so. We're gonna see what's all in here. It was kind of one of those spur-of-the-moment deals. It's like, yeah, sure, why not? It wasn't exactly what I was wanting, but it will do the job. So, what do we got here? Hard cardboard. Cool packing. Not too bad. He said it was horrible packing, but I don't think it's that horrible. It was secure. That was good. So, the only thing I don't mind is that stuff. But verify we've got everything out of here. I think that's just dunnage. I think that's what you call it. Dunnage. Oh, filler. That works too. So, yeah, these are, you can find these and then you can't find them. So it's hit or miss. I didn't even get pictures of it. I just said, sure, why not? Let's trade. Hey, trustworthy fella. So he said he wasn't using it, so it'd be more use to me than him. So this is old. So me, look at that. That is a Fluke 9005A microsystem troubleshooter. I wanted the 9010 or 9100, but this one will work. It's you can make a keyboard and reflash it and make it work as a 9010, and they also have a USB mod, so you can go USB on it. Let's see what's in the box here. Feels like there's something in it. Hope there's something in it. There you go. There's part of it. Yeah, we both got something that we can use. So when you're doing barters and swaps and trades, all that matters is you both get what you walk away happy. That's all that matters. I mean, your item can have more value than the other person's item, and the other or vice versa. But it's bartering, it's trading. You just do what you need to do. And we will bring this in closer here. And we'll give Cotty more cookies because she's kind of behaving. She's been a terror the last few days. I don't know what's up. I think it's just the storms. She's not, because we're having some pretty good windstorms out there. So, well, this is a pod. Each CPU, like in Z80 and stuff, requires its own specific pod that you hook up to this, and it emulates the CPU. So this will be fun to explore. This is an 8286 interface pod. Cool, cool. And let's see about, should we take it apart or plug it in? That's a cassette. So, yeah, you can feel in the keyboard here where the 9010 stuff is supposed to be. So we're just gonna do the horrible thing, and we're gonna plug this vintage equipment in. These are what, from the 80s? Is there a date on it? Patent pending. Trigger output, that's for the probe, I believe. Probe fuse, 9000 series probe. Okay, the probe goes there. Last time I used one of these was in, I believe, 1998 at the TV repair shop. The guy had a contract with a arcade, and it was either 98 or 99, and it was my second time working at a TV shop, and nobody was allowed to use it. Just same with his data IO programmer. It was strictly forbidden for people to use. But I mean, these were expensive back then. These were thousands and thousands of dollars. So now they're not worth as much, but they're handy to have if you want to explore the vintage electronics and do some really good troubleshooting. I mean, yeah, you can troubleshoot with these, but it's not like it was back in the old days where you got some memory that's bad, and they're like $30 a chip. Now, if memory's bad, it's $1, so you just shotgun the whole darn board. But if you want to have some fun and actually troubleshoot and find the part that is bad, it comes in handy, and it keeps your brain exercised. So somebody like me that's getting older, that's losing his memory, you want to keep that brain exercised. You want to do something to keep it busy. So give Cotty more. She's over here. She was over here patting, swatting at me. Now, could we pull the cover off this? Should we do a Aussie guy? and pop the cover off this before we turn it on? Yeah, I think we can do that. Just give it an inspection, because don't want it blowing up, powering it up, you know. Okay, one screw. Two screws. This will be a mini teardown. I think there's some teardowns of these online. Okay, get that screw out. Yeah, there's a few people that make aftermarket pods for these, and I think there's a couple open source ones. I was going to build a Fluke right here. Got it? Yeah, I was going to build one of these, which is a Fluke 9010A emulator for like a Raspberry Pi. I just never got around to finishing it. I put a couple parts on, and I was like, I don't have them all, so I got to order more. And then I forget to order something, and it just sits. So, because you'll get something, and you'll order almost everything on the bill of materials from Mauser. Won't have one or two parts available. So you got to order it from DigiKey, and you forget to put it on your DigiKey list, and you order from DigiKey, and the day you order that night, you go, oh man, forgot to add that. It's, yeah, I really don't like building the DIY things unless it's a common modern where there's not obsolete parts. Or if the part shortage wasn't happening as it always is nowadays. So, but yeah, we'll take this cover off, and yeah, a guy in Brazil makes an OLED display for this one because these have vacuum fluorescent displays. Do we have any more screws? Okay. Do we have to take any more screws off of this? Okay, there we go. Just took a little bit of force. There we go. Oop, make sure that okay, that's good. Let me unplug the tape drive. Red line toward the back. Red line toward the back. That's the tape drive. Oop, that's the... Yes, somebody makes a replacement keyboard, but you got the schematic, so you can make your own board. That'd be an expensive board to get reproduced, but in the actual size that it's supposed to be here. Okay, I don't see no creepy crawlers. That's a good thing. I think there's some boards that are open source that you can use on that. So, okay, red line toward the back. Unplug the keyboard and display. About all I'm tearing down on this thing right now. So, But I think the main boards, other than the firmware, is the same for the 9005 and the 9010. I don't really remember. The serial card plugs into that header. So they got a USB board that'll stand up right there and make a new plate. Probably 3D print something right there. But that is a 9010 or 9005. 9005 Alpha. Okay, so we will plug the keyboard back in. Yeah, schematics and everything are available for this, so these are 100% repairable. That was nice about things back in these days, is the people lived by a motto of, you should be able to fix it. So, I think that's where that goes. Okay, ready? Plug this in. Okay, no sparkies yet. There it is. Power on self-test. Let me drop this down. Power up okay. Looks like it powers up. That's all that matters to me. Set tap power supply. I don't want to do that. Escape. So, I got to remember how to use one of these. Like I said, I've only used it at the one of these almost 30 years ago. So, but this will be a fun one. Hopefully, when I get my bench and time to do that, I will get this up and running and get a few pods and hopefully do some diagnostics of some old boards. So, Cotty gets more cookies. We'll see y'all later.